Welcome to our lecture series on health, food, and cancer. Before we learn specific vocabulary and expressions, let's start with some important background. Throughout history, people have faced many different diseases. Some, like the common cold or flu, are mild and temporary. Others, such as heart disease, diabetes, or cancer, are much more serious and can even be life-threatening. Among these, cancer is one of the most feared illnesses around the world. But what exactly is cancer? Cancer is not just one disease. In fact, it is a group of many diseases that all have something in common. And what is that? Abnormal cells in the body growing out of control. This uncontrolled growth can create tumors, damage organs, and spread to other parts of the body. Because of this, cancer is a major health challenge today. Learning how to talk about cancer in English is useful not only for your language learning, but also for understanding health information in news, science, and daily life. In this section, we will begin with the basic words and ideas that will help you describe diseases and understand what cancer is. Now, let's look at some key vocabulary. Let's begin by learning some essential vocabulary. These words will help us describe what cancer is, how it develops, and how doctors treat it. Understanding these terms will make the reading passage and dialogues much clearer. Let's read the words through together. Disease, cancer, cells, tumor, treatment, cure, risk, prevention, genetic. Next, we will look at each word. Its definition, and see how the word is used in a sentence. First, cancer. What does cancer mean? It's a disease where cells grow out of control. Here's the example sentence. Lung cancer is common among people who smoke. Now you know how to pronounce the word. We will move on to talk about its definition and how the word is applied in a sentence. First one, disease. What does disease mean? It's an illness that affects the body. So let's look at how you can use the word in a sentence. Here's one example. Cancer is a serious disease that can affect many parts of the body. So it is used as a noun. Next, cancer. Cancer is a disease where cells grow out of control. We have talked about the definition just now. So how do you put cancer in a sentence? Here. Lung cancer is common among people who smoke. Lung is an organ in our body that can help us with the breathing, right? Okay, so it's very common that lung cancer is common, means it's very popular, it's very commonly seen. Next, cells. What do cells mean? They are the basic units of life in the body. So how do we use cells in a sentence? The human body is made up of trillions of cells. Many of them. Next, tumor. Tumor is a mass of abnormal cells. So these are the things that we don't want to have in our body. So how do we use tumor in a sentence? Some tumors are harmless, but others can be dangerous. We'll move on to next word, treatment. Treatment is a kind of medical care to fight a disease. There are many different kinds of treatments, okay? It depends on what type of cancer you have and how the doctor decides to help you. So basically, it's a medical care. So how do you use treatments in a sentence? Here's one example. Surgery and chemotherapy are common treatments for cancer. So these are two very popular types of treatments. We will talk more about the meaning later, especially about chemotherapy. But here we're focusing on treatments, medical care to fight a disease, not necessarily cancer, but for any kind of disease. Now let's move on to the next word, cure. Cure can be a verb or a noun, but here we're talking about the noun form. Cure is a way to make a disease go away completely. So here is one example sentence. Doctors hope to find a cure for all types of cancer. That means doctors are finding ways to get rid of cancer completely. Next, risk. A risk is the chance that something harmful may happen. So we're talking about possibilities here. Let's look at the example sentence. Smoking increases the risk of lung cancer. So that means if you smoke, you will have a higher possibility of having lung cancer. That's a risk. Next, prevention. Prevention are steps taken to stop a disease before it happens. We can look at the prefix here. Pre means before something happens. All right, so look at the example sentence. Eating healthy food is one way to focus on prevention. So before you have cancer, there are ways for you to prevent it. And eating healthy food is one of them. Genetic. It's an adjective. It means something that's related to genes or inherited from family. Let's look at the example sentence. Some cancers are genetic, which means they can run in families. It's something that's carried in our genes, in our body, the moment when we are born. That's genetic.